Today, I want to show you how to make high quality YouTube videos using just your phone. Now, here's the thing. For most of history, creating high quality videos required very expensive gear and editing software. But these days, all you need is your phone and a few simple tricks and you'll be able to make high quality videos. For example, Danny Boyle, a well-known Hollywood director, used an iPhone 15 Pro Max to shoot a large amount of his movie 28 years later. Before that, Apple also used the same iPhone 15 Pro Max to film their entire Scary Fast keynote speech. So if you've been wondering why every time you record a video on your phone it looks low quality, and more importantly how you can make your videos look more cinematic and professional, that's exactly what I'm going to show you. In this video, I'm going to walk you through the 3 simple stages for shooting cinematic videos with your phone. I'll show you the tools you need, how you need to set up your camera, and how you can color grade your videos so they look very professional and high quality. But before we even get started, you need to understand why your phone videos look low quality in the first place, because once you understand this, fixing it becomes much easier. Now, here's what nobody is telling you. You cannot make your videos look cinematic until you understand what makes videos cinematic and high quality. Let me tell you a story. So for years, I tried to create high quality videos like my favorite creators, but I just couldn't because I did not understand what made their videos so good. It wasn't until recently I realized that the videos most people call high quality all have one thing in common, and that thing is called the film look. Let me explain. Before digital cameras existed, people used something called film stock to take pictures and videos. This naturally gave videos a dreamy look that added effects like blur, grains, vignettes, and soft highlights. Over time, this style of film became the standard of what we now consider cinematic. But here's the thing, phone cameras do not actually have that unique effect that creates the film look, and that's why every time you record videos with your phone it ends up looking low quality. But here's the good news, you can still get that film look and enhance the quality of your videos even if you only use your phone camera if you follow these 3 simple stages, starting with stage 1, which is pre-production. So many beginners think that having an expensive camera will automatically improve the quality of their videos, but it turns out that what improves the quality of your video is the planning. Research has shown that the quality of your video is mostly affected by how well you plan it. In fact, your videos will turn out better if you plan your shots, lighting, and story ahead of time. So before you shoot anything, there are a few simple things that you need to do to make your phone videos look way more cinematic. The first step is to figure out what you want to say. Filmmakers who work professionally don't usually just start filming without a plan. They usually have a script, a storyboard, or at least a clear idea of what they want to do. You don't need to have a Hollywood script for your YouTube videos, but at least you need to have a simple outline or bullet points of what you want to say, because having a script ahead of time will make your recording way more smoother. The second thing you should think about is where you will film, because this has a huge impact on how cinematic your video will look. Your location doesn't have to be anything fancy. It could be a small corner, an office, or even your living room. Just make sure that the space is aesthetically pleasing. Also, don't sit too close to the wall. Give yourself some space because this will add some depth to your shot, and that right there is going to make your video feel way more cinematic. Another small but important step you should do is clean your camera lens before you shoot. I know this sounds very basic, but a lot of people actually forget to do this. Now, your phone lens easily collects fingerprints, dust, and smudges, which make your footage look very blurry or hazy. So before you record, just take a few seconds to wipe the lens off with a microfiber cloth or anything. This simple step is going to make your footage look way better than you ever imagined. Now, finally, you need to download these 3 apps. The first is the Blackmagic app, the second is the Dehensa app, and the third is any video editing app you like best. Once you have all of these things, then you're ready to start filming, which brings us to the next stage, which is the production phase. This is when you start recording your video, and what you do now has a big impact on how professional your video will look at the end. Now, while you're filming, there are 3 main things that can affect the quality of your video. The first thing is your camera settings, the second thing is your light, and the third thing is your sound. So let's start by fixing your camera settings first. Now, instead of recording directly to your phone's default camera app, it's better to use a third-party camera app like the Blackmagic camera app. This app gives you more control over your camera settings and it allows you to capture higher quality videos. The first thing you need to do when you open up the app is to pick your lens. Now you can choose between 3 different lenses in the app. There is 13mm, 26mm and 52mm. The 13mm is great for wide shots when you want to show more of your environment or your whole body, while the 26mm is the best size for talking head videos. This is usually the best size for YouTube videos. Now for tighter close-up shots, the 52mm is your best bet. Now if you're speaking directly to the camera like I am for your YouTube videos, then the 26mm is the best choice, so go with that one. After that, set your frame rate to 24 frames per second. Then the next thing you want to do is to set your shutter speed to 1/50. Now if you use a newer phone such as the iPhone 15, 16 and 17 Pro Max, you'll actually be able to adjust something called the aperture or f-stop. When you lower the aperture to anywhere between 1.8 to 2.8, it would allow for a shallow depth of field, which makes the background of your video blurry and it gives your video that overall cinematic look. Now even if you do not have an iPhone 15, 16 or 17 Pro Max, you don't need to worry. Personally, I use an iPhone 11 Pro Max, so even if you don't have those kind of phones, I'll show you later how you can add that blurry background using CapCut in the editing phase, so don't worry about it now. Now once you're done with the aperture, the next thing is to change the ISO to get the right exposure. ISO controls how bright your video is. If an image has a lower ISO, then the video gets darker. If the ISO is higher, then the video gets brighter. Now I can't really give you a specific number of ISO you should apply to your video because every video is different and the number you use is depending on how bright or how dark your video is or the lighting in your environment is. So for that, what you want to do is just eyeball it, play it by ear, play around with the settings and see what works best for your particular lighting condition, or you can just put it on auto. Moving on to the next setting is your white balance. The white balance is what controls the color temperature of your video. If the temperature is too low, then the image is going to look very blue or cold. If your temperature is too high, then the image is going to be looking yellow or warm. Now the best way to accurately set your white balance is to place something white in front of the camera and adjust your white balance until that thing appears truly white on camera. Once everything looks correct, what you want to do is to lock your white balance so it stays consistent throughout your recording. Now that you've completed the initial settings, there are still a few more adjustments you need to make. To achieve this, all you need to do is click on the settings icon and tweak these settings some more. Now I've created a document that includes all the settings and the configurations I personally use, so click the link in the description and download that document so that you apply the same settings to your videos every time you want to record. Once you finished adjusting all your settings, it's time for you to start recording. But before we proceed, let me also show you how you need to light up your videos properly. Now if you don't have professional lighting, the best thing you want to use is natural light. So find a very big door or window in your house that lets in the most light. Put your camera in front of your face, sitting facing the light source. This simple setup makes a big difference because it's going to make your video look really clean. But if you do have professional lighting gear or lighting equipment, then you want to do something called a 3-point lighting method. So let's say this is where you're sitting, right? So what you want to do is to place your camera in front of you. After that, you want to put your key light in a 45-degree angle on one side of your face. Then you want to put the other light called the fill light on the other 45-degree angle on your face as well. This light is going to be softer because you're just using this to basically fill in the shadows that are on your face. Lastly, you want to put another light called the backlight behind you as well, also 45 degrees angle. Now this backlight is going to shine light on your back, your head, your shoulders, creating a halo and also separating you from the background. Finally, good audio is just as important as good video, so always make sure you use a high quality microphone to capture clean audio while you're recording. Once your camera settings, lighting and audio is properly set up, it's time for you to start recording. After you're done recording, the next stage is the post-production stage where you actually edit your video, apply color grade and achieve that final polished look. Now before you actually move on to color grade your video, there are still some basic edits you need to do using any video editing app, like cutting out out the mistakes, trimming your video, cleaning up the audio, and so much more. But I'm not going to be showing you how to do all of these because I've already done 2 in-depth tutorials on this channel where I showed you how to edit like a pro. So I'll put the links to those videos in the description if you're interested in that. For this video, what I want to show you how to do is how to add that blurry background to the video we just recorded so you can have that cinematic look. So to do that, all you need to do is first of all open CapCut. Once you're done doing all the basic edits on your video in your timeline, what you want to do is select all the videos on your timeline and group them together to create a compound clip or a group. Once you've done the compound clip, the next thing you want to do is to duplicate this compound clip. After duplicating, you want to stack the one you just duplicated on top of the other one and then click on the one underneath. Once you click on it, you want to go to your effects panel and then search the blur effect and add it to the duplicate underneath. That's the main video or the main compound clip. After that, you want to click on the duplicate on top and then go to remove background and then remove the background. Click auto removal and it's going to remove the background. Once you do that, you're going to now see that the back of the video is now blurred out. So what you want to do is click on the video again and then just adjust the blur. You can take it as low as you want or as high as you want. Just try not to be too dramatic with it so it doesn't start looking fake, but you want to add enough so there is a blur behind you and it looks really clean and professional. Once you're done doing that, what you want to do is to export the video and then you take it to the Dehancer app where we're going to start applying the color grading. Now, the Dehancer is a film emulation app that allows you to add cinematic look to your videos whenever you record them. So inside the app, you're going to see different controls, different settings that allow you to refine the color of your video and the overall look and feel of your video. So once you open the app, you'll see this screen where you basically see all the videos that are in your library and also pictures that are in your library. So just click on it and you automatically load your footage into the app. Then you can start editing. Now, there are different ways that you can edit or add color to your video. The first way is to use presets. So this app offers several presets that you can work with already. So if you're not familiar with color grading and how it works, basically you just need to touch on the different presets that they already have or lots and find one that you really like and apply it. But personally, I prefer to do it manually. So if you want to do it like me, all you need to do is to click on edit and you can start editing one after the other. Now, once you click on the edit section, you can start to edit and color grade your video. The first thing I do is to click on source. Here is where you perform the basic color corrections. If the exposure is too high or the temperature is too warm or cold, you can adjust these using these settings right here. For this video I'm currently editing, I think I'm okay with like the color correction and I'm not going to do much changes. So the next thing I'm going to do is to click on film. This is where you add the film stock that I talked about earlier, right? So there are so many different options you can select from. So all you need to do is scroll through, see all the different options there are, test them and see what works for you. Personally, I like the Kodak Gold 200, so that's what I'm going to apply to this particular video, but you can play with whatever appeals to you. This app also includes a push and pull feature which allows you to reduce the intensity or increase the intensity of the lot or the film stock that you're going to be using. Once you're satisfied with the adjustments, the next thing you want to do is to click on the developer section. Now, this section has so many different tools you can use as well, like the contrast boost that helps you to increase or reduce the contrast on your video. There's also gamma correction, but the feature that I love the most actually is the color boost. So what the color boost does is to help you add back color to your video. If you remember, after applying the film profile, you notice that the colors in the video gets muted a bit. So the color boost basically just helps you boost the vibrance of the overall video, bringing life back to it as well. After you're done with that, you move on to the print section where you can basically choose different print profiles that affects the final look of your film emulation. You can adjust things like the saturation, the color density, refine the style of your video, and so much more. After you're done with that, just click on the color head tool and it's going to do so many different things for you as well. For example, the yellow tone, you can also reduce or increase like your midtones, highlights, and so much more. Anyway, once you're done with this section, the next thing you want to do is click on film grains. Now the film grains stimulates like texture in real film, right? I personally do not like to have a lot of grain on my videos, but some people really like it, and this is also one of those things that creates that cinematic film look as well. So if that's something you're interested in, you can play around with it. Another thing you can do is click on halation. They also have glows, bloom, and so much more as well. So you can basically just play around with those and see what you like, what you do not like. Again, like I said earlier, I'm going to put a lot of all of these settings inside the document. I'll link in the description below so you can follow along when you're actually creating your own video. So don't worry about anything. Just click on that link, download that document. So whenever you want to do this, you can just follow along. If you're able to follow all of the instructions and you did everything right, including the instructions in the document in the description, by the end, you should have a phone video that looks something like this. Like I said earlier, most phone videos look unprofessional because of the over processing of the videos when they use phones. And if you follow these 3 simple stages we just talked about, like the pre-production, the production, and the post-production, which is the color grading, you can make any phone video look really polished and cinematic as well. Like I said, if you don't know how to edit professionally and you want to get more detail on how to edit, I've made 2 amazing videos on how to edit professionally on CapCut. So you can click the link in the description or click this video right here and watch that next.